Game number 1 in our best of 3 series here, the Roccat Versasphere round of 8 between Meteor Makers and nFaculty. To the left side in blue we have Kuja on the bright wing for Meteor Makers, we have Lewin on the Anubarak, Aristina on Arthur's, AD/RD on Tychus, and Cyborgs on the Falstad. nFaculty on the other hand is starting in red to the right side of the map. Map number 1 is Cursed Hollow. And Holo is playing the Nova, Xon the Tyrael, Lotus the Illidan, Cypher the Tacita, and Green out the Uther. So we have really interesting lineups for the teams here. We had a ban on the Stitches, also a ban on the Abathur at the beginning of the game, and then later on nFaculty banned the Rhaegar to force Meteor Makers into a Brightwing play, whereas we saw for the opponent's team then a ban on the Chen. And that results in nFaculty having a lineup that is missing the front line a bit. They have an Illidan to make up for that to a certain extent, and he can really work with that since he is going to be able to just like rely on the shield of the Tacita, the Tyrael, to rely on the Uther for the burst heal, and the Tacita also with that shield that he can supply. But there's not really that massive tank that we see for Meteor Makers, who runs an Arthur's. Stitches could fill that role, but he was banned. Another option is a Diablo. That's something that we see more on the US server. I saw that in the past when Glorious Gaming with the ZP was picking that up a lot. But right now, it's more of a traditional lineup that we have for Meteor Makers. Even with the Brightwing and Falstad comp for the double Bright that they could utilize there. The lineup that we have, on the other hand, for the opponent's team, for nFaculty, is something where I'm really curious if they're able to keep that alive. Like, it is a lineup that can definitely work with all the supports that I've mentioned earlier, but if you have such a strong front line, you might be in trouble here. Aristina is running straight into the pinning shot and also, of course, the snipe, but Holo might be in trouble here. Xon is moving in, the rotations from both teams happening instantly. At the bottom lane, it's still Lotus with a pretty nice skin here on his Illidan against Cyborgs. So game number 1 between the two teams. The Victor is going up against against Nexo in the semi-final. So played an amazing series against Wellnet. Very enjoyable. We have Holo and Green out now trying to take down the mercenary camps to the right side of the map. As towards the top left, we have also the Siege Giants taken now by Team Meteor Makers. So, up at the top lane, Kuja is still soaking a bit of experience and putting pressure onto those towers. Down to the bottom, it's basically this battle between the Illidan and Cyborgs. Illidan, a hero that definitely gets stronger as the game progresses, since he's relying a lot on his talents and already jumping in and trying to push Cyborgs back, but Falstad is doing a decent job keeping him at bay. Bribe stacks are coming in, as you could just like hear with the sound that just popped. Top is being attacked by 3 heroes and starting to push that in, but we have that rotation again with an Uther and a Nova building a bit of a gank squad, trying to of course initiate with the Uther stun and then moving in with Holo's snipe. And that's what they're going for immediately here. Stina might be in a bit of trouble. Nah, that's the counter stun, and it's just like both teams. If you make a comparison between like dogs right now, it's like dogs sniffing each other's ass. That's basically what's happening right now. Just testing the waters, like feeling the opponent out a little bit, trying to find an opportunity to do some early damage, but nothing really where you commit. So the tribute might change that. We have the tribute at the bottom, and Cypher is the first one to arrive at the scene. Lotus is there too. Rotations from both teams are coming in. They both want to fight, with Cyborgs actually getting some more experience on the lane before he jumps in. They want to have the level 6 right now. It's 5 versus 5, and Green out might get the tribute here. Yep, he gets it. They missed the opportunity to cancel the channel, and then they move back since they realize, okay, we can't really do anything here anymore. This is just a little bit too tricky for us to deal with. So we have the rotation at the top again. That's where the Brightwing is already. So a bit of an experience lead building up for Meteor Makers, or let's just say they're closing that gap that was there. Oh, Holo might be in trouble here, but the stun on Green out. Aristina is moving in, maybe a bit too late. There comes Cypher moving in there too. Brightwing jumps in immediately to help his teammates out, and nFaculty is losing the first hero. It's the first blood as the Uther dies. That Uther ghost is always like really, I mean, first of all, he's of course super annoying, but on the other hand, it's just like sad. He's there, he doesn't really want to realize. It's the denial phase. That's the denial Uther right there. He's in complete denial that he just died, and he just can't accept reality, and then at some point he is kind of sad and tired of like living as a ghost. So he's like, alright, I'll get it, I'll be back. And then jumps back into the Nexus, dies, and gets reborn. So Denial Uther is gone. level 7 for both teams, and we are taking a look at the talents to see what they're doing here. We have the double bribe on Falstad and on the bribe wing. We have now first aid also picked up, normal Arthur's build here as well. Pretty normal builds overall. Immolation and Shadow Shield used for the Illidan, which you will kind of expect. The Hotshots talent, of course, now being picked up as the Gathering Power is also the level 4 talent. Very, very normal builds for them. No real, like, nothing too much there. Down to the bottom, or in the mid lane, at least for now, we have the Tychus trying to push it in with the Knights, but there's also a counter Knight camp being brought into position. Both teams really just angling towards that level 10. You can really see how they work for the level 10. They're just pushing the lanes, holding lane experience, keeping the heartbeat up, and making sure that they just soak that. And from that angle, we will most likely see nFaculty with a faster 10, but I guess the next tribute fight is going to determine that outcome also a lot. It looks like they're trying to go for Cyborg X, going for a bit of a party bush opening. And are they getting him? No. He sees what's going on and they immediately jump back. The tribute is at the bottom lane, and well, with the tribute at the bot lane, this is now getting extremely interesting since we have nearly the entire nFaculty team already there, taking up their spot, and it looks more and more like we actually see Meteor Makers giving that up. There's a level 10 on the board, and with that they don't want to fight. They say like, okay, you can take that tribute, we are going to take the Siege Giant camp instead. And with that, we might be able to push in the top lane. By now they have 10 as well. But that is actually an interesting move that we see from nFaculty. A little bit ballsy, full balls to the walls, going straight for that golem. But it might actually work out. And they know now that the position for Meteor Makers is up at the top. They dash away, move in again, and the boss is going to be taken. Well done by nFaculty. A calculated risk. They could have always tried to disengage, and now they can move in with that. So job well done. And that puts a lot of pressure onto the bottom lane, and they could either take their own boss right now, take it away from the opponent, or just like push the top lane here, de-push first against the Siege Giants. And it's a pretty nice opening for them. Unfortunate for them is that the tribute spawns at the bottom. That will help nFaculty a lot. They can first drop the boss and then go to the tribute, but it really looks like the only thing that nFaculty wants to do for now is like take that boss. Meteor Makers, of course, with a better position now for the tribute. I think I actually like switch the two team names now for a second. So we have them already there. Tychus is just like zoning that out. So they give up one tribute, which means that the next tribute is going to be the determining tribute for the first curse. Looking at the abilities, yeah, pretty standard. Blink heal over here, Metamorphosis on the Illidan. Hunt rarely being used in competitive games. Precision Strike and Shock and Awe also taken up here, of course. So yeah, Army of the Dead on the Arthurs, of course. Down to the bottom, it's the push against the wall with 3 heroes. We see a very similar move at the top lane, level 12 versus 11. Still only that one kill on the board that we saw earlier on by Meteor Makers. And nFaculty is trying to drop that keep now with 5 players and also that golem pushing in. It's going to be an exchange. It's going to be an exchange with a 4-4-4 since we have now 4 heroes down at the bottom. A fly in by the... That's actually a smart move by the Falstad, flying in and taking that. The next tribute is going to spawn soon, and once that's the case, we're going to see a curse happening. Yeah, there comes the entire nFaculty team moving down, trying to maybe catch the Falstad or somebody else. They're not getting anything done here just yet. They cannot jump this, and the tribute spawns all up at the top. That's the important one. That's the one tribute that you need for the first curse, and both teams are walking towards it, except of course for the Brightwing. Reason quite simple. Instead of mounting up on a horse, he can blink to a player, like an allied hero on the map, which is what he's going to do after he clears that wave for a bit more experience. They are both on level 13 now, and they are... Oh, wow. Luinth gets an immediate push into the... Oh, the Shock and Awe here doing a lot of damage, but the Precision Strike hitting home, and 2 are down. Oh, God, there goes the Brightwing, and the initiation up against the Falstad with the Judgment. Tyrell is trying to jump in. Xon doing well, jumping back again, getting shielded by the Tacita, who came in with an Archon form. Aristina is down too, and that's the strength of this lineup that we see for nFaculty. If you get all of them together with the shield support from the Tacita and the Tyrael, then you can definitely take an opponent's lineup completely out of it. Oh ho ho! The drop against Falstad! That was a bit of a bad move. The Falstad should not have waited there. Should have moved back here and then tried to TP. But well, hindsight is always 20/20. A bit too far out there, and nFaculty takes advantage of that. Meteor Makers is struggling here. They are currently 5 kills down. They got the initial first blood, but now they are cursed. They're going to lose another fort. They might lose 2 forts since the bottom fort is already exposed, and we see the Tacita moving in for that. With a quick storm, he can also make sure that all of those creeps that are moving in right now are not going to make it, and when the rest of the team rotates down to the bottom, another fort is going to fall. That might even give them the 16. They are very close to the 16th level, nFaculty that is, and with that level, they get the extra talent. The curse is now gone, it's over, like the duration is up, or will be in like 10 seconds, and I think they're just going to go for the hard camp here, aren't they? Trying to zone that out for a bit and trying to steal the hard camp. Yeah, not really too much done there. So at the end of the day, we have once again nFaculty getting a massive lead here with those extra 5 kills that they got. The level 16 talent gives them the map presence that they need. It makes sure that it's very difficult for Meteor Makers to fight right now. And Meteor Makers, I feel in the last fight, really had a bit of problems with like how they engaged into the comp that we had for nFaculty. nFaculty is relying a lot on that shield power, a lot on the Tacita, on the Tyrael, and also of course then on the Uther for his burst heal. But if you focus down on one target, you have a really good position at dropping something, where you just disengage and then move in again when all those abilities are still on cooldown. There's a lot that you can do with that if you have a proper lineup and you have a shot caller that really finds that one target that is overextended and just like moves in and drops that. Because at the end of in the end they are all squishy. Like a Tyrael is extremely squishy. The thing is he has mobility, so if you have lockdown you can really work against him. And Nova has no real escape mechanism except for the holos, so there's not really a lot that she can do either. 16 versus 15 looks very much like the boss is gonna end up in the hands of nFaculty once again. They're moving for that, but this is, they actually want to engage. They want to engage even though they are currently down, and they move straight into the boss. Shock and Awe didn't hit anything. Nice heroic ability by the Uther. Initiation against the Falset, but he gets actually away. The Falset gets away, Brightwing is in trouble, but the entire nFaculty lineup is super low here, and they're losing the Nova. No, the Nova survives! Oh god, Lewin drops. Look how low all of them are. The shields are keeping them alive. The Arthurs goes down as well. Oh my god, this is sad. Brightwing dies, and so does the Tigers. They could have wiped nFaculty there, but instead they get eliminated completely. Oh god, that last fight. Just think about a better Shock and Awe by the Falset here. Nova could have gone down as the first target. The Tyrael was extremely low throughout the entire fight. They couldn't really put the last points of damage in to drop these heroes, but I feel once that the Nova and the Tyrael is out, it's just, it would have snowballed in the favor of Meteor Makers. But as it happened, it was the exact opposite. We saw the entire Meteor Makers lineup just go down in flames, and nFaculty just barely surviving, but it was all that they needed. They will get another tribute. They have the boss pushing the bottom lane, and they can, after the tribute, easily get the boss up there. We don't even have the 16 talent yet for Meteor Makers. Of course, that's not going to take too long. They will get that in just a bit, but every second counts here. And we are talking about tribute, we're talking about boss, and we're talking about an opportunity to maybe even take a keep of this. Really well played in the last fight by nFaculty, but that was very close. It was a really close fight. Could have ended the exact other way, but well, with a missed Shock and Awe and another couple of situations there, it didn't really happen. So we have the boss starting to move in right now on the top lane. The bottom lane has been deep pushed by Meteor Makers. It's 16 versus 18, 2-level lead, which gives them a stat advantage. Bit of a stat advantage and not much more. We're moving up to the top now with the entire nFaculty roster lining it up there, getting the siege shines as well, and they could try and push in together with those and protect them. Or they just take down the next tribute at the bottom of the map, but they have now not only the boss but also the siege shines move in. They really leave them alone. They really just go for the free tribute instead. I really thought they would at least try to get some damage in here, but nope. They are waiting how much damage can be done here. At least the wall is being breached. Both of those towers are of course down. The golem scale over time as well. That's an easy tribute for them. And if they get another curse up, I feel they're going to be in a great spot there. So looking at the talents maybe while we have both teams like just waiting for that. We have actually Shrink Grave for Uther and for Tacita being picked, and now a double blood for blood on Tyrael and the Illidan as well. The one thing that you also need to realize is that in the last fight we had the 16 talent, like all those talents already here for Team nFaculty and Meteor Makers, they were missing the Stone Skin, they were missing like the Immortal Coil here and also the Critterize. All of those things would have helped Meteor Makers a lot, but, well, it wasn't meant to be. Now an attempt, yeah, okay, that didn't really work out. They were trying to maybe catch one of the Heroes of God, but that didn't work out at all. Next tribute is going to supply another curse for one team or the other. And I feel like this is going to be the biggest fight just yet. It's once more that 2-level advantage, 17 versus 19. A quick snipe against the tower is not going to do too much. It's just both teams trying to control the middle of the map now and trying just to wait for the curse. That's of course another thing that you would really like to get before that happens, getting the hard camp. And actually it lines up quite well with what we see for them. They bribe the hard camp and now they can go to the tribute. That reveals their position of course too, but that doesn't matter too much since the entire team for nFaculty is at the top part of the map. So this position is actually not too bad. Oh, they're getting a stun in there. The team is split. They have 3 at the top, 2 to the right. Here comes the Odin form, getting ready. They need that tribute. If Meteor Makers loses this tribute and loses this fight, I think it might be game over for them. Or they might fall too far behind. Keep in mind we have the level 20 coming in really soon. Here comes Luint at the front. He's a little bit out of position. The rest of the team is moving to the right. Oh god, like the Odin is getting dropped so fast. The precision strike hits at least Kuja. Oh, nice! Illidan goes down, but the Brightwing is also dead. And now it's the Anubarak who's getting dropped once again, maybe a bit too far out as Holo moves, or Greenout moves in with a quick stun. And yeah, they need to be extremely careful. They are once again super low, but we have Nova moving in from behind, trying to drop the Tyrael. And Tychus is down, Tyrael is still alive. And there goes the last hero. It is the Arthurs. It's another complete team wipe against Meteor Makers. nFaculty is just trying to go straight for the bottom keep. They get the curse and they might try to core it here. Just way better coordination in those fights from nFaculty. The Odin was too far out of position, got dropped within seconds. He just took way too much damage. He belonged more to the backline. The Anubarak was caught away from his teammates in 1 or 2 of those positions as well. So the entire team fight synergy that we have is just like so much better for them. I feel like the shot calling for nFaculty is, at least in this game, superior. Now an attempt to take down a second keep, and they get keep number 1, keep number 2. Could have maybe even tried to go for the keep in the middle, but with all of the heroes coming up again for Meteor Makers, they didn't really want to risk it. We have 15 kills against 2. The shock and awe in the last game was definitely doing a bit more damage this time and dropped the Illidan. But I feel when they really, if they really want to do something like that, they should try to combo the shock and awe with the initiation from the Anubarak, or at least the Howling Blast, or something to really lock a hero into position so that you can't dodge it. Too many shock and awes have been dodged, and it just feels like they don't really synergize the ultimates as well as we see it done from nFaculty, where you always have like the Shrink Race moving in, saving a hero, then the Tyrael with the initiation, the precision strike hitting in once someone gets attacked, that's just like forcing opponents either out or like taking damage. So I think the team fight synergy from nFaculty is currently just doing so much better and really winning them the game. They haven't won it yet, but it's the 3-level advantage at level 18 versus 21, which is absolutely gigantic. You have, of course, that extra level 20 talent, and now that nFaculty is trying to move in, they are definitely trying to end the game here. I mean, that's what you would like to do. Looking at the talents, we have like Double Blink, One Resurgence, that Twilight Archon, and Divine Hurricane. And they're trying to go for the Arthurs. Oh yeah, he already got a lot of damage in. Heals himself with a coil. Luint once again being caught completely out of position there. Trying to move in too fast. Here comes the stun now. The Shrink Ray against Aristina. 2 heroes already down. The Turkus is about to drop as well. And this is gonna be it, ladies and gentlemen. The Golem already going full ham on the core. And now with another 4 kills on the board, we have them dropping Meteor Makers 19 kills against 2. Good job by nFaculty. They win game number 1 in the best of 3 series here at the Roccat Versasphere Invitational. Welcome to the second game, ladies and gentlemen, here in Blackheart's Bay. We have Infaculty with a 1-0 lead in the best of 3 series of the Versasphere Roccat Invitational. To the left side, it's Meteor Makers with Kuja on the Uther, Luinth on the Teriel, Eristina on Arthurs, ADRD on Reyna, and Cybox on the Tigers. For Infaculty, we have starting to the right side in red, Holo on the Vala, Xon on Stitches, Green out playing the Rega, Sypho jumped on the Tacita, and Lotus is playing the Chen. So with this lineup, we have this time the StarCraft backline for Team Meteor Makers with the Tigers and not only the Tigers but also the Reyna for the damage. Oh wow, I haven't seen that in quite some time. They're trying to move for that camp, for that line here. They're going straight for that first creep wave and trying to eliminate that. I've seen that a couple of times. Simid Game was actually the first team that was trying to do that on the North American server, and it looks like we're seeing the same thing now being done by nFaculty. That relieves some pressure and allows you to immediately push in that late quite hard. Might from time on time also result in you getting a kill. They even get the watchtower on top of this, since we have Meteor Makers all the way down to the bottom lane trying to go for the bottom chest first. So the Teriel is, or the Tigers is already back a bit. We have the Stitches at the top lane going up against Kuja. Chests are spawning right now, and Holo is already in position, but Cyborg X is there as well. Here comes, oh wow, missed that searing arrow, look at that. And they are getting top chest. What about the bottom chest? Also taken by Meteor Makers. Both chests taken by Meteor Makers. Not a single coin on nFaculty. The hook missing. Nice dodge by Kuja. And that's so far a decent start into the game. Of course, they have to turn them in before they can use them. But still. Bottom lane, pushed by Lotus on the Chen. The Chen and Stitches, pretty decent combo. Usually when you have a Stitches, you want to initiate with a hook and then drop the target as fast as you can. That's where the Vala comes into play. We had bans on the Fall Stat, on the Nova, on the Abathur, and then later on one ban on the Anubarak as well. So those 4 heroes we won't see in the game. To the top lane, we have Xon pushing Kuja back once again. Not really a lot of minicamps taken yet. The only heroes that are really trying to take care of those extra coins are Green Out and Lotus that took out the first camp over here and are now moving straight towards the Siege Giants to relieve bottom of the pressure and also, of course, try to apply some to that wall over here. Level 3 versus 4, not a single kill on the board. We have not seen any coins being turned in just yet, but as you can see here, all the coins except for the 4 that were just gathered on the side of Meteor Makers. Slam build, and here, I just mentioned it before, Manticore being picked up on 4, and I like that a lot. Siphoning Arrow and Manticore on Holo, he goes for the single target build. I really like that. One of the main reasons for it is that we have as the only assassin in the game for nFaculty, Vala in a position where she needs to do damage. And the idea is always to initiate with a hook and then trying to burst the target down. So seeing Manticore now on her is a great move. You could have tried to maybe go for the Rancor even with that, but these days all of the heroes usually want to have something that helps them to get hit points back, and that arrow right at the front, that is helping quite a lot with that as well. So it's a bit of a compromised build, but the Manticore is definitely lending its strength in there. Kill on the Tacita that we actually saw there. So first kill goes to Meteor Makers now as well. They're getting a really good start into the game. Level 6 versus level 6. And now that the Tacita is out of the bottom lane, they are also going straight for those mercenaries over here. So the problem is still that we see all the coins not taken in, but they are starting to make some waves. Meteor Makers, that is. They're down in the series. Lotus and Green Out are actually turning in right now. So they're getting quite a few coins delivered. And if Meteor Makers is able to do that too, they should also get the first ship or the first barrage ship. But yeah, that's definitely the point where you want to get those coins out of the way, because just keeping them might enable you to get them in later when you already have 1 or 2 structures dropped, but if you are at some point contested and if you die, then all the coins go to your opponent, and that is snowballing fast then. That's extremely pro. So right now we have on level 7 once again the chest spawning, and well, the bottom chest, ooh, Reyna needs to be careful. He's the hero that will have the most problem staying alive on the Meteor Makers lineup in my opinion. He has no escape, he can only rely on the Inspire to give him a bit of a speed bonus. Up at the top it is on the other hand now Xolo's being dropped 4 against 1. That wasn't really fair. Like, those bullies just ganged up on him, and very successfully at that. That forces not only the first ship now for in the middle. Actually, the first ship was turned in by nFaculty, but that would enable with the hero down now to Meteor Makers to turn in. Rambling a little bit there, sorry guys, but like that was a bit weird. I really thought they would be able to get that turn in, but apparently nFaculty was a bit faster, and now of course it doesn't matter anymore that Stitches died, because Stitches is already back and they can contest the turn in. So we see a bit of an experience advantage for Meteor Makers. nFaculty is doing pretty well with the turn-ins and also denying that turn-in to the opponent's team. But I think that it's not going to take too long for Meteor Makers to really get those coins in. They need to do that pretty soon to get their own first chip, and they're already aiming for that. They have way too many coins right now. They're already spotted, but yeah, there's nothing that can prevent them from turning in this time. We have no tower taken down here. The middle is being attacked first by that, so the fort is not going to fall, but this fort over here is going down. So in case you didn't know that, if you already take down, well, if one of the towers is down and then the first ship is turned in, then you will lose the fort. If the entire wall is still attacked, the fort is going to survive, but it will be really low, and that's what we saw there. We had for nFaculty the first ghost ship, and that fort didn't really die because they didn't take a tower either, so they just moved in and took the last few hit points down, which gives them the first fort and therefore also an experience lead. Both teams looking towards the boss. I'm actually really surprised that they're trying to take that right now, considering that just a second ago nFaculty was there. Here comes the vision, and they are moving in, and of course it's the Reyna. Who else would you attack? Immediately the judgment by the Uther, and Reyna, oh my god, like he survived in the last second there. He was nearly dead, but the second Rain of Vengeance wave didn't do anything. Tyrael is already down. There goes the Reyna as well. They're chasing them. Wow, great hook by against Aristena. Very well done by Xorn. And look at that body block. Aristena just doesn't stand a chance there. And all those coins that we've been talking about earlier are now in the hands of nFaculty. 4 kills against 2. That first target, the priority will always be on the Reyna, the hero without an escape mechanism, and that's exactly the reason why I personally expected Vala to be picked up instead of the Reyna, because she still has that vault and later even a blink, and if you're fast on that you might escape before you get gorged. So right now we have the boss pushing in, we have Vala moving straight into the middle, pushing in, getting some more experience, maybe for an early 13. That would be great for them if they get the 13 level there. But the talent not ready just yet. And it looks like they're just moving down, getting a few more coins there. That oh, the hook against the Tychus. Goodbye, Tychus. Was nice. Tychus is down, more coins for them. Really nice move there, going for that hook. And now, of course, they can turn in quite easily. They have so many coins right now, with that boss up at the top still doing a bit of damage, or just a second ago being eliminated finally. There's so much time for them to just turn in, and Lotus is the first one to do that. He has 12 coins, and it's a great move for nFaculty right now. They are a complete talent up. They're 2 levels ahead. They're getting the mercenary camps. They're getting the tiny camps for the coins. The night camp is even like getting resurrected in just like 6 seconds, and they take down a few additional structures. That's actually the best thing that you can do on the map, because the more structures you take down, the more effective your ghost ships are going to become, because they don't have to go on those extra structures anymore. And as you can see right now, this one is taken out, the top has been taken out, Meteor Makers is going for a counter fort. That doesn't help them too much, since they only kill 1 but they lose 2. And now with all of that stuff already eliminated, the ghost ship is turning its attention towards the middle again and starting to take down the wall at the keep. Knights at the bottom are taking out 2. We have 14 coins, another 6 coins. That puts us up to 20 coins already for nFaculty that they could turn in for another quick ship, and that would be great for them. Not only would they have another surplus of 6 coins, but they would also drop that wall here, and then a potential kill on the fort is going to get in. So, looking at the bottom lane, the Knights are starting to push in. That's going to threaten the wall here. The ghost ship is going to take out the wall in the middle next. Or it should actually go for that. And yep, there they are. So the cannonballs are moving in. nFaculty is controlling the map so hard, they're taking now even the mercenary camps that we see down here. The level 15 is on the board. We don't have the 16 close enough yet to them really aiming for it, but it's still 13 versus 15. Wouldn't have been surprised for the Stitches to just wait here and get a hook like maybe down here, but he doesn't have the fish hook talent yet, so he can't really go for the long distance hook. But just look at those coins that we have for them. That's another 7-8 coins already, with those 2 camps taken, the night camp and the tiny camp towards the left. That's going to be another 2, so we're looking at 14 coins with that, which is 2 coins short from what they need for their next ship. And that one keep in the middle is already extremely low, like halfway HP. It drops within seconds once the entire team converges upon it. So very, very tricky now for Meteor Makers to handle. They are looking for a turn-in on their own, and they don't really have a lot of coins. They have 2 coins. That doesn't really count. Not quite sure what they're trying to do here. Maybe like what are they waiting for? I mean, there's no camp just yet. Apparently they're just moving as 5, hoping to get the hero that is like out of position somewhere on the map. But we now have Cypher with 4 coins. The chests are coming up, level 16 versus level 14. That's exactly what they want. Fighting on those odds is something that nFaculty is definitely going to enjoy. We have them with 1 additional chest taken. That means they have enough coins for a turn in the middle. That's probably where they're going to move now, as we see the bottom chest taken by Meteor Makers. Meteor Makers is actually moving back. Are they allowing that turn-in? Well, it's at least another camp that's being taken, and it really looks like they allow the turn-in. That is going to take down a keep. If that turn-in is successful, it's going to mean keep, and the hook goes for the slam. That didn't do too much, but the fight already started. Immediately the initiation against Vala. Vala being healed up, but Stitches goes down with 7 coins. The Rain of Vengeance doing quite a lot of damage there. The entire Meteor Makers team is extremely low, and Tyrael dies first, but Uther does a great job with the stuns. The problem is that Arthas is nearly dead too, and he drops with 5 coins. As we see, oh my god, that Chen is down, and those coins, this is getting crazy. They took the entire coin amount away from nFaculty. Only 6 coins there remain, and that might be the start of a comeback. I mean, they have 24 coins right now that they could utilize there, and there's the turn-in already. Like, what can they do with the turn-in? Turn-in is gonna, ship is gonna go towards the structures at the bottom of the map. Very unlikely. Oh, they could actually get the fort, considering that this wave is pushing in pretty hard, and they could converge towards that. At the top, on the other hand, we have 1 wave pushing in against the keep here as well. But that last fight definitely gave a chance to Meteor Makers to start a comeback. They're on level 16 right now. Looking at the talents once again, we have even more of a focus on overkill here by the Tigers now with Let Rain. We also see a full slam build on the Stitches, not even going for the fishing hood at the end. Only 1 shrink ray this time, but the speed of course for the Uther to get the additional stun in there. Very well done so far. We have currently 7 kills against 5, 16 versus 16. Bit of a setup here to bait them in and try to get another early hook. The Stitches is just waiting for it. It's a party bush right there. They're gonna try and party hard as we see Meteor Makers. They're tempted. They want to go in, they want to get the boss, they don't see anybody on the map, so they need to suspect that something weird is going on, and that's the entire lineup. And by now they should really know that exactly that's happening. They don't start the boss, right? That would be crazy. Them starting the boss right now would be kind of insane. If your opponent is missing for that long on the map, you know something weird is going on. And apparently they're going for it, aren't they? They're looking, they're looking, they're looking. Both teams are just like waiting there. Okay, here comes the Stitches. He's starting to move in, and do we see a judgment? No, not yet. No. Oh, that hook against the Uther. So close. So damn close here. Well, both teams are still looking for that fight. It's 17 versus 17 right now. The coin count, 12 on Meteor Makers. 12 coins on Meteor Makers. If they turn those in, it would be great for them. Then they're only 2 short of the next ghost ship, which would really help them put pressure onto the keeps. The chests are spawning again. Uh-oh, and that's what's so awesome about Heroes of the Storm. The objectives come into play, and suddenly the team fight is on. They have to go for it, and they're moving straight onto the Chen. Chen is being attacked there. He's shielded though, and he's going for the split. The triple panda is there. Kuja with the heroic ability. The initiation up against Holo. Vala is being pushed back, but gets a shield here as well. Goes for the Rain of Vengeance. Oh, and nFaculty is dropping so low. The last second heal for the Stitches. Really well done, and the Arthas is dead. Suddenly it looks like we might see the Tassadar fall too to one of the banshees. He gets a shield, but he's blown up by the Tyrael. Oh, the chase is on though, as we see the Uther fall, and also, yeah, Reyna is extremely low here. Still has his coins though. We could see a turn-in now, but they don't want the turn-in. They want the boss first. Get the boss and then the turn-in. That's what they are currently saying in voice chat. Going straight for that and saying like, alright boys, let's get that boss. There are 3 heroes down. They can't contest. Move on. turn in real quick. That will give us at least one keep. What they seem to forget is that there's also another chest down at the bottom of the map. That chest was not taken by Meteor Makers. They didn't really want to move in for that. So they might be able to get those additional coins too. And that would of course make matters even worse for nFaculty. Currently it's 10 kills against 6, 17 against 18. They're moving straight towards the chest actually. We still have the Uther dead. The Uther is on 1 second. The rest of the team is now back up and they're starting to move as 5 again. But here comes the turn-in attempt and also the move by Khaldor towards the chest, trying to get that. And you can already see on the minimap that there's no way for Meteor Makers to contest that in any way. They will be too late for it. Here comes the next ship, and that ship is going to destroy the keep in the middle and then focuses attention to the top. They might get 2 keeps out of this ship. They will definitely get 2 keeps out of this ship. If not, somebody is going to stop that golem. Right now, it doesn't look like it. They want to fight in the middle. They want to fight at the night camp, and they're moving in. They're trying to YOLO it now. Here comes once again the Tyrael against the Varlock. Son is in trouble, being pushed back, and down goes the Stitches. Oh, and they might lose a lot more than that. Here comes the attempt by the Chen to escape. But as I said, 2 of those camps are already down, or of the keeps. 2 keeps are already gone. And the Chen, can they go in? He should die. I don't think he can survive this, no. Chen is down and Stitches is down, but what can they do with that? Are they moving in? They're getting the mercenaries. They have level 18 versus 19. It's 8 kills versus 10, but with 2 keeps down, they need to force a bit more than only 2 hero kills. And now that they have 4 siege giants and a night camp pushing the bottom, they need to try and get a keep on the back of that. 3 heroes, and especially a Tassadar and Vala with Rain of Vengeance, with Multi-Shot, with Storm up against it. They got really nice at deep pushing, but the problem is that this push is so insanely strong. With all those mercenary camps moving straight in right now, the Tyrael getting the shield in again, and they're gonna get at least 1 keep. Oh, Holo! Oh, healed by the Ancestral Healing, but the keep is gonna fall now. The keep is gonna fall, and well, there it's down, but we have them jumping Aristina right now. The Arthurs is low, but Kuja moved in with a quick stun. He himself is in trouble though, gets dropped here. Uther down, the Chen back up to business. Do we see maybe a hook again? No, it's too short. The hook is too short. Reyna's Raiders have been taken out, and now it's level 20 versus level 19. Looking at the 20 talent, triple resurgence. Holy mother of God, like that is not going to be easy to deal with. Storm of Vengeance being used by the Vala, and now with 2 forts, or 2 keeps down, the core didn't get any damage dealt to it yet, just yet, but still, this is an extremely tricky situation right now for Team Meteor Makers. A lot of coins. They have a lot of coins here. They won the last few fights, they got a lot of coins, they just never got a chance to turn them in, and that might be a bit of a problem for them. Maybe they should have tried to retreat a bit earlier than that, but then they really wanted to have the keep so that at least one lane is going to push for them. But at this point, with 11 kills versus 8, like, what they need is a turn-in. Meteor Makers needs that turn-in. If they get the turn-in, that should mean, well, it's barely not killing the keep, but it would at least put so much pressure on it. The problem is that if they give up the control of the middle of the map, then it just means that we will see nFaculty win it with objectives. nFaculty is just turning in coin after coin after coin, and they are just like 3 coins short of killing that keep here. With like those structures nearly down, they could always move in, drop the keep, and then we have all 3 lanes pushing hard against Meteor Makers. Meteor Makers is already down 1 game in the series, so if they lose another map, then the best of 3 will end in favor of nFaculty, and nFaculty will move to the semifinals to face El Nexo tomorrow. But for now, we have them just defending with a lot of coins. There are still the moves in the map. Are they turning in again? Did they get another minicamp? They're getting one now. It puts them 1 coin short from getting another ship, and I feel like we are going to see the chest spawning soon again. Here comes now Meteor Makers with a desperate attempt to not only turn in the coins, but maybe get an early kill. Don't really move back there. That's the only camp on the map at this point, and of course both teams are going to try and fight for it. What about the boss? Up in another 38 seconds. And if that camp pushes the bottom, they might be just able to move up to the top and drop the boss there. And a prediction hook towards the left. Don't really get that. Oh, the chests are up. The chests are up, and Meteor Makers isn't even out on the map yet. So we have nFaculty splitting up a few players to go to the top chest. The other players are dealing with the bottom chest. That's so many coins for them right now. Not only can they turn in the immediate ship, but they will get even more. And here comes the first ship. Ship number 1 is coming in. Both chests have been taken. They move back and escape. And together with, well, actually, so far the siege giants haven't done any damage to the structures themselves, but yep, now those two go down, and that will it will not kill the keep. It will not kill the keep, but it will be close. And it's the last one, so any kind of pressure towards the bottom lane is going to drop the last keep. The boss is being taken, and with that boss pushing down the top lane, there's like all the space that they need to go to the bottom lane and try and take this one out. It's like all that they need to do. They could also just like try to go for the core. As you can see, it's extremely close. That one is not going to make it much longer, and we have a backdoor attempt. Backdoor attempt by nFaculty. They're trying to move in. They have been spotted already. Oh, they cannot move. What? They're trying to actually go for the backdoor first. I'm not quite sure if they can do that. I don't know if they have the damage for that. I highly doubt it, to be honest. This is not gonna work. Like, even with the boss, this is gonna be close. Holy cow! Meteor Makers! Meteor Makers! Meteor Makers wins the game, and then nFaculty will have to fight another match. Congratulations to Meteor Makers. Let's go to game number 3 of the series. Alright guys, this is the final game in the best of 3 series between Meteor Makers and nFaculty, and we have a pretty awesome match ahead of us. Kuja for my Meteor Makers to the left side in blue plays on the Uther. Luinth on the Nazebo, Aristina on the Arthurs, ADRD is playing the Reyna, and CyberX the Tychus. And some people might realize that we have 3 damage dealers here, and they might be like, what's going on? But the more important thing is when we look at the nFaculty lineup. Asmodan, played by Holo, Stitches played by Xon, Green playing the Tassadar, Lotus the Chen, and Saifu the Zagara. The last 2 picks for the team, Asmodan and Zagara. We had the ban on, of course. First of all, we saw the Nova ban. We had a ban also on the Abathur once again. Another ban then later on the Rhaegar to force Team nFaculty to the Brightwing, which they simply didn't get. They were like, nope, we don't need a healer. Why do we need a healer? We are just like pushing them 6 days to Sunday and then a bit more. We have already Holo on that. Asmodan moving in, the Zagara with the pushing power as well, and the attempt by MYM to move in from the back to take down one of the heroes. That didn't work out. The counter pick with a Nazebo, something that they tried to get to just have a bit of anti-push there. But as you can see, that bot lane is already pressured hard. With the Zagara moving in and Holo then always there with the Asmodan going for those promotes. The Tassadar going to pick up promote later as well, I guess. They will have a lot of power to push that wall in. Look at those 2 towers. Already taking damage, already less than half in ammunition, and this is going to be a pretty brutal game right now. We have them 3 heroes versus 3 down in the bot lane. Up at the top, it's CyberX against Xon. Xon is already going straight for that. Tassadar and Green now is still moving in here as well. And the attempt to take down the Asmodan, not working. Aristina in trouble. Chen is on the way. Oh, Green out rotated down to the bottom, and they're trying to go straight for Luinth. Oh, the Witch Doctor just barely surviving here and moving back. The top shrine taken now by the red team, by nFaculty. nFaculty taking the bottom shrine as well, pushing that even farther in. They control both shrines, and especially CyberX up at the top is in a bit of trouble here. He needs to be careful. A quick Devour and E on the Stitches could get him back into good hit point numbers. And he's already welling up to try and contest it for as long as he can, but the Dragon Knight has been taken, and here comes Green out. They're starting to push, and they're pushing hard. The middle is completely uncontested. He needs to move up to this position so that the second tower can't attack him. Doesn't do that just yet. Zagara is pushing in there as well, down to the bottom lane. We still have the Asmodan pushing against the Witch Doctor, but in the mid lane, that's where the action's at. The first tower is already down, the second one being attacked. Green out is moving in even more with the Dragon Knight. There's another 30 seconds on this one. Another Breath of Fire dropping the wall, attempting to, going for it. as we see Asmodan back in the base, hasn't been killed, just like jumping back since he's running out of mana already. The wall is breached and Greenout is moving down to the bot lane, trying to maybe kick the Witch Doctor in the face. He could go for a quick punt there, but instead like moves back for now, not really doing too much after that. Both teams still trying to like hold experience on the lane, but the pushing power of Infaculty is there, and they take a lead in experience. They're trying to go for the bottom wall once more. We have the Asmodan already there with a quick volleyball alley-oop, and right there, full in the face of that gate. At least the gate can't move. The Witch Doctor wasn't hit at all because he at least moves back for now. But we have also the Zebra and his Zebra down at the bottom. Nice mount. I really like it. If you like the hero, I guess it's probably the perfect setup for him. But look at that pushing power with 3 heroes pushing the bottom, and there are the promotes that we've been talking about. The promotes by the Tassadar. He's already moving in, and that wall just disappears. It just melts away and is suddenly gone. Now the storms come in, the banelings, like, look at that AoE! That is insane! It's out of this world! But of course, in team fights, that's where we will see the strength for Meteor Makers. And Faculty doesn't want a team fight. Like, they don't really want to do that. They just want to go on the map and do the damage. They have nearly level 7. That fort is already attacked, and we have promotes coming in. We have the Asmodan minions coming in. At the top, it's still a lone Stitches that is starting to do some damage not only to the wall, but also waiting for a potential hook there. We have level 7 versus level 7. Having a quick look at the talents, we'll reveal real quick that we have here even bound minion used by Asmodan. Of course, the promote here as well. Zagara went for the Infest, and that is getting absolutely insane here with the pushing potential that they have. And that's going to become a very interesting match, since the only thing that... Well, basically the only thing that Infaculty has to do is like move from one fort to another, drop them, get an experience advantage, and try to convert that into an actual game advantage. Whereas for the opponent's team, it's more like hunting down heroes. Meteor Makers needs to drop those, but now we have even the mercenaries coming in, and just look at that fort. Of course you have to pick up the mule. I mean, what other chance do you have? And they're trying to do that and help out with the mule, but that mule is already dead. And at the top we still have like Son there in position. He has to deal with a Night Camp that is pushing in, but he should be able to do that thanks to the slam. The bottom shrine has been taken by Infaculty, but that's now where apparently Meteor Makers is trying to make a stand. They're already moving in and trying to push their back. They're taking control of the shrine. We have another one already controlled up at the top, which means there's a Dragon Knight up for grabs right now. Xon needs to move in and take that shrine, and he needs to do it fast. The mid lane so far not contested. One shrine taking at the top still, but the bottom is now controlled by Infaculty. And Faculty still trying to get that first fort. They are a bit ahead in the experience, and they're trying also to drop that mule, of course, which is still starting to heal that bottom fort. At the top we have a bit of a battle against the Stitch as he moves back. That's actually put... I think he got pushed out by the grenade here, right? At least it looked like it. So the Howling Blast and grenade coordination not really going all that well. The stun against Lotus, but Lotus... Oh no, he's gonna go down. Lotus goes down as the Reyna moves in as well. The Chen dying, but we still have now this with the heroic ability taken out. The fort is gone, and that's the first one, and now they can rotate once again. Holo, of course, needs to be back. He's completely out of mana. If you played during the 3 week a bit of Asmodan, then you know that this hero is out of mana like super fast. He can push in basically everything that he wants. Talking about like stuff that you can do, he could try and grab a dragon now. Since the top shrine is taken, both shrines now under control of them. Aristina against Xon, that's the battle up here at the top. The Devour could be used, but we have Kuja moving in, and that should drop the Stitches. Stitches is not gonna make it here. He's definitely gonna go down, and there it is, but no Dragon Knight taken either. The Maw is already there by the Zagara, and now we have level 11 versus 10, nearly level 11. 2 kills against 0, and that's of course the danger that Infaculty is running. If you delay that too much, if you don't have the pushes going strong, then you might lose heroes, and that is gonna bring an advantage to your opponent. But they're still good. They're still good. They're still in the lead with experience. They still have the Zagara roaming everywhere, dropping a couple of creep tumors and starting to push the lanes in. They have the promotes on the Tassadar. They have, of course, also the Zagara and the Asmodan abilities to strengthen their own creeps, and that's what they're currently doing constantly here. Level 12 nearly for them. 2 kills versus 0. Bottom shrine taken. Asmodan is taking the creeps here. And did he pick up Mercenary Lord? No, he did not. At the top, we have an opportunity to maybe take down Aristina. She's trying to move away. He, I don't even know. Aristina is going straight for Xon now, though. That Tempest is slowing him down a lot. The Stitches is dropped. Nice rotation here by Meteor Makers. Good rotation by them. The bottom lane, that's where we see Asmodan doing his shenanigans. There's a reason why this is also called Cancer Week, since we have Asmodan being played in nearly every game together with a Nova and oftentimes an Abathur, so you can just simply go for double Asmodan and just melt everything away. We don't see that happening on the bottom lane just yet, but in the middle lane, that's exactly what happens. 4 heroes just converge to the mid lane, and that fort doesn't even stand a chance. Like, just look at the DPS there. The fort is definitely going to go down. Asmodan moves in. Tacita, Zagara. There might be 1 kill on the Zagara, but hey, what is a hero kill? Oh, no, she doesn't get away. What is a hero kill if you can drop a fort? 2 forts down. The bottom is still being pushed in as one of the siege giants is doing his damage towards the towers. The top is now being taken by Xon. That gives them the control of 2 shrines again. They're trying to go for Dragon Knight, but that's not happening here. Now there we have the Chen again moving back for a second. Bottom is still being pushed by that giant, by the way. That giant is still there and is pushing the bottom in. Both of them under the control of nFaculty, and they're starting to push up at the top where they have another camp doing damage to the wall. And they're just rotating in, and they're saying like, well, if you got the middle, then we take the top, that's fine. And that's the whole game that they're playing. Rotations, rotations, rotations. It's not about the team fight, it's not about the setup, it's about the rotations on the map. Having the mobility, having always an opportunity to like maybe drop a hero. Oh, a drop on the Nazeebo would be nice. I really think that the Stitches shouldn't really hook that much, though. Because I don't think that the hook is really what he wants to go for. Kuja down here is trying to face Holo one-on-one, but that doesn't turn out too much in his favor. That thing is still going on! That siege giant is just not stopping. He already dropped the tower. He's about to drop the wall. And once again, the promote support there too. It's a pressured keep. They're pressuring the keep, and now they suddenly have the opportunity to not only take the bottom shrine, but maybe even move up to the top and take another one to aim for Dragon Knight number 2. It's 5 kills against 0, but the level advantage is still with level 15 versus 14 for nFaculty. And they are gonna get maybe another... Are they gonna get another Dragon Knight? I don't think so, but they might get an Arthur's. They might get an Arthur's there. Up to the top, we have Arthur's in trouble, and yeah, now they... Oh, wow! Gang banged 4 heroes against 1. That doesn't end well. Arthur's is gonna be dropped. And now we have the bottom shrine, on the other hand, taken by Meteor Makers. So it's basically just exchange. Rotations on the map. Rotating to the top, promoting another camp, getting the Asmodan abilities in there. The Zagara is there as well. And they just say like, alright, we have the keep, we have the fort at the bottom taken, the one in the middle, we're going to the top right now, we take the next one. And look at how much pressure play we've seen from Meteor Makers. Nothing. Completely live. Not a hit point dropped. Down here, the same picture. All 3 lanes are fully intact, or at least the forts are intact for Meteor Maker. Sorry, for nFaculty. Meteor Makers is being pressured a lot. They are trying to control the shrines, but it's always another rotation from nFaculty. Rotating from the top to the bottom to the middle, and they are moving in again. Now they are all down here at the bottom. At the top we have the Meteor Makers team, and they're just going to the bottom. Bam, here are the promotes. Asmodan is doing his thing, and they are already starting to put pressure onto that, not only the keep, but also, of course, the towers here. They have another one up at the top, taking another shrine here. And that's just the entire play. 1 hero on one side of the map, the other 4 are moving in. Once they have their cooldowns up for promotes, for anything else, they are moving in for that immediately. They don't fight, they evade, they move out of the way, they move around their opponent, and just look at how much damage is done with that. Then the Witch Doctor has to move in and help out, but down here we have another camp already taken by the Asmodan. He's moving in against the Uther again. Up in the middle, we have attempt to take the Dragon Knight, but that has already been thwarted. It's level 17 versus 16 in a second. The Uther just doesn't stand a chance alone against the Asmodan. There's just way too much going on for that. So he's gonna lose that battle again, as in the middle, Team nFaculty is being pushed back, but no kills. and the bottom has been taken. Even the rogue ability is being used there, but Aristina is dropped again. A nice gorge here by Xon. Hook and gorge and bring him up behind the wall. That's the name of the game right now. And just look at that bottom keep. Look at the keep. During all of this, during the bottom shrine being taken, the middle here contested, they are still taking the keep at the bottom, and now of course there has to be a reaction as Asmodan is moving in, and that will give them Dragon Knight. Asmodan down here might go down, but he took the keep with him and he allowed his team to get the Dragon Knight. So now we have the pushing power and the top lane and the middle lane. They are moving in already. They have the Tassadar still trying to drop the wall here. The Dragon Knight is currently going ham up at the top, dropping a wall as well. Level 18 versus 17 is 6 kills versus 2, and this is just the power of Asmodan, the power of Zagara, the power of a pushing comp against that lineup. Even with a triple assassin, it just doesn't make a difference. Looking at the talents real quick here, full slam build on the Stitches, who wants to clear waves as fast as he can as well. We have a bit of a focus on grenades here this time for the Tigers, since he wants to somehow deal with that. But another push towards that middle with that Dragon Knight. Trying to drop another tower, and yeah, he's gonna get the tower. He splits into 3, could get the tower here, gets it. Doesn't even care if he dies or not. It's just more about like taking structures down. Asmodan was killed earlier, is already back to business, but keep number 1 is gone. And we all know what happens when you start to promote catapults. We all know what happens with that. Promoted catapults are so strong, you need to react to them. You cannot just simply stand there and let them push. So you have to focus at least some of your attention to the bottom lane to make sure that the promoted catapults are not going to take down your core. You need to deal with them. That means you create space for your opponent to push one of the other lanes. And that's exactly what we currently see from nFaculty. They're starting to push the top lane, they're starting to push the mid lane. They're really starting to control the center of the map a lot more than they could before, just because that one keep was killed. Aristina is killed again. Oh my god, like, the Arthas is not having a good game right there. Xon always moving in. How often did Arthas actually die? 3 times already. 3 deaths on the Arthas, all 3 kills on him. And there comes a nice unhorsing the heroes. Stunning. Quick move info. Grainus Raiders are there. The hook went completely out of the screen. That wasn't even close. But look at the bottom lane. A promoted catapult and a double siege giant are moving in, and the entire nFaculty team is at the top just waiting for the Meteor Makers rotation towards the bottom to save their core. And during that time, they're going to push in up here at the top with another ultimate on the Asmodan, trying to drop the second keep. The tower is already down. They're moving up against that. Here comes the ultimate by Luin, and a drop on the Uther. Uther down, Arthur still down, and the keep is gone as well. No way. Like, this is a stranglehold that we have here. nFaculty has Meteor Makers in a stranglehold. They're choking the life out of them. They're trying to survive somehow, but the entire game for them has been like a passive plea to survive. Nothing else. And we saw nFaculty just moving in. And now with them controlling 2 lanes where they can promote catapults, as they do, we just have no map presence anymore. No map presence for Meteor Makers whatsoever. And nFaculty is just taking whichever shrine they want. They don't even care about the Dragon Knight at this point. They would like to get it, of course, like, no doubt about it. But they don't need to. Another promoted catapult is pushing in the bottom lane. At the top lane, they can push into. The only thing that they have to do is to kill this last keep. Then they can promote on 3 lanes. And that's all that they need to do to really pressure them. Just the 5-man rotations now by Meteor Makers, trying to force a fight that they can win here, trying to catch someone off guard, and they might actually like get that this time. They're taking the camp. At least they get the camp here. Down at the bottom we have another hook against Aristina. He, she, whoever is like once again pressured as the rest of the team rotates in, but actually it looks like they're trying to contest or trying to go for another Dragon Knight, or at least save Xon here. I don't think they can though. Nice wall of zombies and taken out. But what do we see from nFaculty? They are on 20, by the way. nFaculty is on level 20, and they have, oh my god, like, holy shit. Quadruple resurgence and a blink. Wow. So at this point, even if you kill a hero, it doesn't matter anymore if you kill one. They just have resurgence. I didn't even realize that at the beginning. Now that they have the 20, it's very transparent. And yeah, that's another kill on the Arthas. Arthas being picked off one time after another. The Reyna was taken down too. So now there are 2 heroes down. That might actually even be game. Oh my god, with Luinth going down now. This is definitely gonna, or is it gonna be game? I think it should be. The Dragon Knight there. It's definitely gonna be keep. It could be game. The Dragon Knight is also down. He just punts him to death. That's 4 heroes gone. Yeah, they're going for a core. They're going for core at this point. This is gonna be the GG. 30 seconds missing with that much pushing power. Double promoted catapult on the top. This is gonna be the 2-1 for nFaculty. Completely pushing the life out of Meteor Makers. Congratulations to nFaculty. Great pick and bans for them, and with the draft they win the game. The siege damage is real. GG, and nFaculty moves on to the semi-final of the Roccat Versasphere Invitational.